Hi, I'm Patricia McNeely. I'm a twin flame from Chicago, and I'm here to discuss a little bit more with you about all of your emerging chakras, your light bodies that are merging with each other, the inner merging with the outer. And just to recap a little bit, in my previous videos, I covered how we've made our connections to Source, to the 12th dimension, to the very edge of the universe, to connect to universal love and the universal energies, and particularly for Lumen twins, our connections to be able to go to Source and bring back Source love. We're going through the body sort of in a somewhat meticulous fashion, and yet this is to let you know how you are eternally connected in the heart to the love and to the love that you are, who you are together with your twin, so that you can become again who you once were, but in an enhanced way, and become everything that you set out to be. So all of your experiences here in this life and in other lives, we've taken out all of the unusable parts, we're putting together, and now we are emerging with everything that's usable for us. So today I'm going to start to cover the sacred sexual parts of twin flames. And some of this will be a little bit different for people that are Lumen twin flames. Again, Lumen twin flames just means that you have been experienced and alchemized yourself through ascension in all 12 paradigms, and you've alchemized all of the primal feminine energies, 4 feminine energies. So you can see my previous videos to recap that. What I'd like to share right now, this is a female form, female gender body, and we're going to talk first about the feminine and female bodies. And let me tell you, not just because I'm in one, but female bodies are very special, and they actually have quite a bit that's already tucked away inside. And this is a lot of what's emerging. Now, what's making it difficult for a lot of people is actually that they are experiencing quite a bit of pain and discomfort because of these emerging parts and the merging of their parts together. So I'm going to cover some of that in here, but the main gist of this video is to let you know what you can expect and probably what you're already experiencing. We'll just go right into it. Your inner chakras are your inner star core, which is located just about where your belly button is. In fact, it will feel like it surrounds your belly button. And this may be very familiar to people. You may have it light up. This is actually a very good indicator of people to you that are within your own soul group. When you feel people, when you feel certain people near you, or you see them and it lights up your belly button, that's actually not a twin flame connection. That is a close soulmate connection, and that is someone within your own soul group. So a lot of people can become confused just by that very sensation alone, and they'll feel someone there, or they'll feel it in a different part of their body. If you're not feeling it in your heart, and I dare say all parts of your body to one degree or to an extreme degree, it's a soulmate. And you really want to work on your discernment if you feel that it's affecting you in some way. Because there are people that are having these parts light up, and yet they're not always doing the optimal thing with their own energies. So just be aware of that. So you have your inner star core. What this is this is your connection to ground in the new earth. Ground the new earth. And as you recall from yesterday's, You have it here, you have between your knees and between your ankles, and you're connected to the very star core of the new earth. So this is, in the female body, you're the grounding person. And if you are a female that isn't feeling grounded, and maybe you feel like you're dangling in the air, there's a couple reasons for this. Number one, you're grounded in the new. Okay, what is your new for you? Well, it's the place where we're going to for most of us. It's also perhaps that you're not properly in your exact geographical point. And you need to work on your level of discernment to say, well, maybe something like, I live in New York, but I really feel like Paris is my home, so I need to go to Paris. And it is very difficult to feel this and not really know how you will have the means to do this. It's not always feasible for people, and yet I will say to you, do not be discouraged with this. Let the universe know that you are feeling this and that you do wish to go and to present it to you. Tell me how I'm going to go, and create it around you, okay? Feel it in your heart. Feel that this is the place for me, and I don't know how it's going to happen, but I just see myself looking at this landmark or that landmark. You create it from your heart. Your heart is what's steering you, but these are the points within your body that you're connected to. And these parts will light up when they are triggered with certain visuals, certain emotions, feelings, music, you name it, but especially people. Now, the other part that is very important that you will feel, which feels right over this, is your inner hara. And this actually is from about just below your star core and over the pubic area. And it's quite large in terms of how chakras are, but don't let the size of things really affect their importance. Even though this is a large chakra, this is also a large part of how we are sealed in our purity. Now, your purity being keeping yourself pure for your twin. And that's not always easy for people. So the Hara chakra itself, while it feels like maybe a sheet of paper or something, it feels like, you know, it's out here, it's right here, and it's this sheet in your inner self. You'll sometimes, as you're being purified, feel like there are things just being taken out of you and maybe being pulled up like a sheet, and you know, it's a use something, or it's something that is no longer usable for you. It's an old experience, maybe from this life or some other lifetime. Let it go. If you feel a tugging in this area just above your uterus, that's the hara. And many times you will feel it. People are feeling a lot of movements in their female reproductive and sexual organs, and it can be somewhat misleading because we're creating something here. Sometimes the energy feels like a birth or a false birth, or like you want to have a baby, or your biological clock is running out. None of this is truly the case, particularly for Illumined twins, and it's a very intense feeling, and yet it's important to stay balanced about this. Stay in your heart. Ask your heart, what does this mean? You know, with all this stuff, you can't treat it like you're asking the magic 8-ball and going, you know, what's the answer? You have to really work at discerning the truth of your heart, because your heart will not lie to you. Your head will tell you stuff. The old ego mind that's going will tell you things, and it gets confusing. And there's a lot of sensations happening simultaneously. But let's move along here. We've got quite a few things to cover. So that is your inner hara. This is your womb of creation. This is all your creations, including children, including careers, including inventions, including improvements, appliances, devices, ways of doing things, ways to heal. This is where you create. And don't let anyone fool you. The feminine is extremely important because we are the womb. We are the womb. And whether or not you feel it or someone treats you like that, please know that you are so very precious and important. And all of you, when you go to Source and you bring back, you're actually carrying what you're bringing back in your womb. You may not know what it is. You're going to bring it here in a big bag and just kind of dump it out, and people will feel it. They'll say, ooh, the device I wanted. Ooh, that's the appliance. I'm going to go invent that. You know, there is something to be said about behind every great man is a woman. It is the feminine. It's the feminine energy. So remember this. Your womb of creation comes directly from Source. And the inner hara is part of that. And your uterus is too, and we're going to get to that. Now your ovaries are, of course, a part of this as well. And here is where it's very important for twins. So remember yesterday I said that your body is divided into the masculine side and the feminine side, okay? And we're going to call it that. We're going to call it masculine and feminine, and there's a reason for that. The reason is because you're a twin, and you only have half of yourself. If you're by yourself, you only have half of yourself, or you've only merged with half of yourself if you're still reuniting and maybe you're still getting reacquainted. Whatever stage you're at with this, however fast it's going, is of no relevance really in the grand scheme, other than it will happen and you are ready to do it. This is how you're ready. Your masculine ovary is your connection to your twin. So this directly comes out, okay? So there's a little toy. This directly comes out and connects to your twin, okay? Energetically. So parts of you come out and meet your twin and they melt together. And it's quite amazing to feel this sensation because it's literally like a melting. It's just, there's no force, it's gentle, it's powerful, and yet it's like the gentlest energetic that you can possibly feel, and only twins will truly have these sensations, no matter how many tantric experiences you might have with a soulmate. You can only merge your parts with your twin because like goes to like. All right, your feminine ovary, these are your eggs of creation, okay? So your eggs of creation are actually more than eggs. Think of these as, these are like your seeds. This is your bag of unformed, uncreated possibilities. They reside in your feminine ovary. Now, the outer, this is just the inner. So just imagine, we've got a lot more here. Because I haven't even covered the masculine body, the male body yet. Your outer chakras are your hara, your labia, and there is a masculine and a feminine labia, okay? And you will feel those parts fully activate, light up when you are in position making love with each other. It doesn't always happen with other people, and I'm just going to throw this out there. Have you ever wondered why people only get a cancer on one side of the body or the other? Well, the really simple reason is they're either blocked from making their full connections or they're actively not making the connections. Is that to say that they never, that anyone who isn't actively with their twin making these connections? No. There's a lot of factors that go into this before it becomes cancer, and yet with the healing energies available to us now, the chances of people healing quite organically are exponentially increased, particularly with the love of their twin. So the outer chakras, is an outer hara it resides at about a few inches off the side of the body, here, off of the outer edge. So you've got your star core, your ovaries, and then you've got the masculine ovary that connects to your twin. Okay? There. It's merged together. Sorry about that. I try to find something to illustrate my point, and sometimes those are just really a good tool, and yet they're not going to give you the full experience, obviously. So there is, for the Illumin twins, the already alchemized uterus to prostate chakra. So most women, regardless of whether you have your uterus or not, some people have had a hysterectomy. You still have the etheric part, and that's a fabulous thing. And I'm going to tell you now that medical science, as we know it, allopathic medicine or Western medicine, will tell you this is a phantom feeling. It's a phantom feeling if you have your leg amputated. This is phantom, it's not real. It's not that they don't want to actively discourage you. It's just that sometimes those parts are still painful. You can feel sensations, and yet allopathic medicine cannot really resolve anything for you. So they kind of go into some form of a denial mode and have you disfocused from it. I'm saying this because I want you to be encouraged that no matter what state your body is in, no matter how old you are, no matter if you have had your change of life, if you've gone through menopause, or you're a young lady and you're still ovulating, that this is still valid for you at all ages. And you will feel and sense in these areas. And this is how twin flames merge with each other, where you could never do these mergings with a soulmate, no matter how hard you try. And there are people who do try because it's someone they love, it's someone they trust. For many of us, we have soulmates and we say, oh, but they've got a good heart. It does not a twin flame union or merging make. That's going to be a very unpopular sentiment or declaration of truth for a lot of people. But regardless, this is how we are created, and this is what we came here to do. This is what we came to activate. And I just wanted to tell you that all of these parts are most definitely connected to the heart. Okay? Everything is directly connected to the heart. Every single thing. And you do sometimes have a disparity with certain people, and particularly between masculine and feminine, where people who carry the feminine energy, regardless of your body, it could be gay, lesbian, straight, transgender. If you are primarily holding divine feminine energy, a lot of times your heart's wide open. Giving yourself sexually to your partner involves a lot of trust because you're doing this with an open heart. And frequently your head is pulled down from You've pulled down out of the higher chakras, you've pulled up from the lower chakras, and you're very heart-based. If your twin is still living from the lower chakras, even with these changes that have occurred, and I'm going to cover the male body very soon here, you have a real disparity because she's feeling from the heart, and it's painful when he goes. Whoever's holding the divine feminine feels the pain when the masculine goes away. And there could be various reasons for this. And I'm just going to suggest this to you, that you very actively be in your purity, because you're being purified, you're being sealed in your purity, and you're the one who is the master of your own sexual energy. And what that means is, if you feel like saying no, then say no. Even if it's your twin, in the sense that you're not going with old patterns and letting history repeat itself. And you may think, well, is that unconditional love? Well, think about it this way. Is this loving yourself if you're just giving yourself away so freely and leaving yourself in pain? You are actually repeating patterns that have repeated themselves over history of lifetimes. So be in your heart and really discern from your heart, should your twin meet you at another level, and are they ready for it? Or is your twin maybe just not ready and recharging their batteries? Because that does happen. It happens between twins. So stay in your heart, pull yourself up from your heart, be right here, and really connect and say, how does this feel? Is it going to feel like the same thing? Because cosmically, there are so many energies coming into your body to get you all ready to merge and truly make love, to have your parts merge in such an intimate way that you feel them on the inside. Your organs become one. Your parts actually merge with your partner's parts, and that's just not possible in these meaty bodies. You wind up with just meat, meat against meat. And a lot of times, regardless of how gentle the person is, sometimes it's still painful and forceful. So be in your heart, really focus on love and being in love, because it's being created and it has been arranged for you to become everything that you once were. Okay. Now I'm going to move this to the outer, and I have, again, my wonderful friend who provided me with some artwork here, because I'm not an artist. And what I'm going to tell you is that when your twin makes love to you, there are certain positions that help these to open and help all of these chakras to come into alignment with them. It requires patience, it requires diligence, it requires gentleness, and it requires speaking your truth, okay? If there's something you would like or not like. There are many people who've been very abused, damaged in these areas over lifetimes, and it is very difficult to speak about things or to let your twin know. What I'll say to you is that the more you connect, they will know by feeling you. But trusting and discerning what is the proper direction on any given day is appropriate. And that is why the inner, as it's meeting the outer, is having quite a bit of sometimes pain, discomfort, inflammations. And I'd like to say something right now. This is not only what's being reported to me from people that I speak to or have done sessions with. Fungal infections are something that allopathic medicine hasn't always been trained to recognize. And yet, this is frequently what comes up when these two inner and outer parts of you are meeting. In order to burn this off, that means what? Flames, inflammation. And the inflammation is frequently when there's hidden stuff. The metaphysical meaning of fungal infections is hidden stuff. So you sometimes have deadened nerves, either from medical treatments, blunt trauma. It can be neuropathy caused by various things, including drinking alcohol, drug use. So you'll have people in various stages of being able to feel. All of a sudden their nerves are coming alive and they're feeling things, they're feeling sensations. Sometimes the pain is overwhelming, and it's important that while your body is going through this, that you're balancing, and that means getting any treatments that you need, having yourself checked regularly as a part of your either semi-annual or annual maintenance. If you have not been to a gynecologist, get to a gynecologist and have yourself at least checked so you have a baseline to go by. Okay? Don't be afraid, because medicine is a lot different. For a lot of people who have had this area either damaged or abused from any lifetime, and you may know it. You may know it. Lavender oil applied to these areas does alleviate quite a bit of symptoms. It's not a universal panacea. By all means, if you need anything else to help you to heal so that you are healthy and whole for your union, please do it. And that includes topical medications, antifungals, antibiotics, whether taken orally or applied as a cream or something like that, please do it. And this is some stuff that you're not actually going to see everywhere, because what my objective in showing you these videos is that you're connecting what's occurring with what you can do in the physical. What do you do about this? And for many people, it gets kind of baffling, because this is a spiritual endeavor here. You're pulling your entire soul in. Why should this hurt? Love shouldn't hurt. Love shouldn't hurt this much. It shouldn't hurt this much to be in love. Well, it's not love that's hurting you. It's all the past damage. It's past trauma. It's past, just, you name it. I don't really want to enumerate everything that can possibly have happened to you, because I want you to trust that all of the major stuff has been lifted away collectively from twins, so that we can avail ourselves, and that what comes up with your twin should be relatively minor to address. It should be things like arguments or misunderstandings. It shouldn't be a complete deal breaker. And that's part of the reason that people are separated, or why it will seem like a twin runs away. It's not that your twin is running away permanently. This is how your twin returns to you. It's a large part of you pulling them back to your heart, but it is by your body, the temple of your soul, becoming pure, healed, whole, and without these things coming up between you. And if it doesn't go, there are things that happen between people when they become lovers. Things will pop out, and one of you might start crying. Well, the other one may get so upset that they run away because they don't know what to do with this upset. And that happens. So it takes a lot of strength to do this, go through it. A lot of it is being done for you, and I want to encourage you that so much is being done that on your behalf, and that you're doing on behalf of your twin to be at this point, that it is actually intended to be so effortless to come and melt together. I want to leave you now with the thought that you focus on your heart, Focus on kissing your twin. Focus on truly love making and melting together and really feeling them in your heart, because when these parts come together, they magnetize you to them. Your hara chakras will literally almost grip each other in passion, and that is what the intention is. It's intended to be sweet and loving and pure and poignant and passionate. And this is some of the how and the why, but the real reason is to be in love. So thank you for watching. I have another video coming next when we're going to cover the other parts. Thank you.